Hello and welcome to the 10 question tea break. You are here with me, Jen Maynard, and I have the fabulous Sara from Sara Price Celebrancy with me today. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much, Jen. Very, very well.
Good. And we are going to head straight into it and find out a little bit more about you and your fabulous business, Sara.
Okay.
So, question one, what do you specialise in?
I am a celebrant, predominantly wedding celebrant, but I also offer family ceremonies like baby namings, vow renewals, and I also do funerals and celebrations of life. But the main focus for me are the weddings. So yes, I'm based down here in Cornwall. So we have so many beautiful locations to choose from. I love outdoor weddings, but you know, if you've chosen an absolutely gorgeous country house or stately home, then trust me, that won't put me off.
Amazing, good stuff. And we're going to find out a little bit more about you, Sara, now. So question two, what 3 words would your best friend describe you as?
You know, I actually asked a few people, and some of them were just too rude to me. I thought, okay, fair enough. But I think really the top 3 words are fun, and I don't know, helpful sounds kind of dull really, but you know, I'm like the go-to person. If you've got a problem, people tend to come and say, what do I, when would I, whatever it is.
You are the problem solver.
Problem solver, right? Yes. And then the third one is just calm. Actually, you know, I've previous jobs I've had, you know, crisis crops up, and it's just like, okay, what do we need to do to sort this out?
Oh, you are the go-to in a crisis then, by the
sound. Head in a crisis, yeah.
Amazing, lovely, thank you for that. Okay, number 3 is, what is the most random job you have done before starting your wedding celebrancy business?
I probably had quite a few random
really?
random jobs. I ran a pub for 2 years.
Okay.
I was the landlady of a pub in Herefordshire.
Okay.
So yes, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed that. It's for me, it's all about the connection with people. I think I just love meeting people and getting to know them, finding out their stories, what makes them tick, and so in a way, it's a very logical progression to eventually end up as a wedding celebrant. You know, I'm meeting people, I'm learning their stories, finding out what makes them tick and what will be, and creating their perfect ceremony with them. So, yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Initially, you're like, whoa, that's a bit different. But yeah, when you talk about, it's about people and connection.
It is all about the people. Yeah.
You know, being a pub landlord is, you do, don't you? You become part of their life in a way.
Well, you are synonymous with the pub, and they never really see you as just Sara. If I was off duty, for example, I couldn't just walk out the door without, oh, come and have a drink or have a chat, you know. So it's like, guys, I'm supposed to be out for dinner in 10 minutes. No, I've got to go.
Oh golly, yeah, I can imagine that. Gosh. Okay. Question 4 then, share something people would not generally know about you, Sara.
Right, well, I was born in Hong Kong.
Oh wow. Okay.
And my father was in the army, so we did travel, but mostly in England, it has to be said. And I'm now married to a guy in the army, or was, he's retired now. And immediately after we got married, we moved to Kuwait for 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
So I've, you know, experienced a few different cultures. We traveled extensively then throughout the Middle East, which was brilliant.
Is it? Hot.
It was hot, but everywhere's air conditioned now, so actually nothing was really that problematic. So yeah, fantastic experiences.
Does that mean then you've got a dual passport?
No.
You don't. Oh gosh.
No. When we because I was born in Hong Kong, I was actually born in the middle of a typhoon, apparently.
Really?
So the British registrar couldn't get to the hospital to give me a British birth certificate. And so I was initially, for the first year and a bit of my life, I had a Chinese birth certificate.
Right, okay.
But when my parents came to move back to this country, they suddenly realized the problem, because they couldn't just add me to my mother's passport.
Yeah.
And so apparently there were telegrams flying between Hong Kong and London. And in the end, they had to get permission from the Archbishop of Canterbury to say that I could have now a British birth certificate.
Really?
Yeah.
God, what a palaver, eh?
I know.
Oh, good story though. That's definitely something people wouldn't generally know.
No, probably not. Not your average everyday story.
Fab. Okay. Next question, very important. If you had to choose cats or dogs?
Gee, this is a real toughie. I have both. I have both.
Really?
Yes.
Right.
I have a tabby cat called Bertie.
Yeah.
And I have two totally bonkers cocker spaniels called Lottie and Daisy.
Oh God. Do the cat and dogs get on?
No.
They don't. Do they avoid?
Well, I think at least one of the dogs wants to be friendly, but the cat is not having any of it, and there's much hissing and, going on.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So are you on the fence, Sarah? Does that mean?
I am on the fence, I'm afraid. I do like both.
Yeah, we've got a few people that have been on the fence for this very similar reasons. So I'll let you off. Thank
you very much.
Okay, question 6. What is your favourite part of your job working in the wedding industry as a wedding celebrant?
Can I say all of it?
You can.
I mean, I love, as I said before, I love meeting the couples, chatting with them, learning their stories. I love writing the ceremonies. And I love the actual ceremonies as well. And there are some cracking moments in any wedding ceremony. But yeah, it's all magical. And, what is not to love really about being part of somebody's special day? It's just the best job in the world.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And just a query on that. So how would you go about writing people's vows just to fill people in? How does that work?
Well, I do actually encourage them to write their own vows if that's what they want to do.
Okay.
Some people just say, no, you write something. And some people want very traditional sounding vows, and that's fine. If that's what they want, then I can do that. But if they would like me, I can help them get started on writing their vows, or I can write some for them. But again, I would want to have a one-to-one with whichever of the couple I was doing it for, and we would drill down into, are you going to be embarrassed to go or be all mushy?
Yeah.
Or would you rather base it on some song lyrics, or do you have a particular poem or a particular program that is special between the two of you, that's how you met, or that's how you got to know each other? You really, really, really love this. Or is there something, do you want them to be fun? Do you want them to be quirky type vows about, I promise never to moan about your shoe collection if you don't moan about my video collection, that kind of,
Nice, okay. And so it's working with the couple to sort of drill down into what works for them,
what they want.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's helpful, because I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people have the idea that the ceremony's got to be what the registrar or the vicar or the celebrant tells them they've got to have. And it's like, no, absolutely, with a celebrant that is not the case.
Yes.
You know, you can completely do your own thing, you know, go off piece, use your imagination, go wild a little bit. This is your one day, your one chance to do. You are the star of this show. Let's make it epic, you know.
Make it all about you and how you want to. Love it. Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Question, where are we? Yeah, question 7. Gosh.
Yeah.
What piece of advice do you give most often to couples that you work with?
Relax and be yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
But the other tip I always give them, and this is actually not for the ceremony, this is for afterwards.
Okay.
As when you're sort of on honeymoon and everything's calmed down a bit and you've just had a chance to just go, we did it, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Individually, separately, write down your memories of the day.
Ooh. And
then swap and read what the other one remembered. And I almost guarantee it will be like you were at 2 different events. Because what's important to one and what really resonates with one, with the other one, it will just be, well, yeah, I remember that. and you know, you'd be thinking, oh wow, yes, I've forgotten that. Or yeah,
that's a lovely activity. And because it can be overwhelming, can't it?
Yeah.
Actually, so many people, and you know,
it kind of goes by in a flash. There's so many people. I mean, and certainly for me, I felt the same way. It was just all over so quickly. So excuse me. So by writing it down whilst it's still fresh in your minds, and you can stick that into, you know, you're going to have a photo album or scrapbook of the day, you know, all the invitations you sent out and pressed flower or whatever you do to kind of preserve the memories. Stick it in there with them, and then, you know, a year later you can read what you remembered about your ceremony, your wedding day.
Yeah, that's a brilliant way to hone in on exactly what each other remember, because you're like, oh, hello again.
Yeah. And when somebody will say to you, oh, do you remember at your wedding you did it? And it's like, I don't.
Oh golly, yeah, especially when the beverages might be kicking in.
Yeah, well, not saying anything.
Brilliant. Okay, question 8 then, Sarah. What makes your wedding offerings different from other suppliers within your specialism?
And again, I actually found this quite difficult to answer, not because I know that my offerings are just totally generic, but trying to sort of get it into a sentence is really difficult. I do love a wedding day, you know, and it doesn't matter what kind of wedding day, I love them all, but I particularly love outdoor, relaxed, family and friends just having a good time type ceremony. And that's what I want to create. And it could be that it is outdoors, and that's fabulous, but you know, we do live in England and that doesn't always happen. So, you know, you need a plan B basically for the weather, and that could just be, we're having it outdoors, whatever, bring wellies and an umbrella, and you know,
go with it
and just go with it. Excuse me. But I think that overall, what I try and offer, what I bring to the party is me, and you're not going to get me anywhere else.
There you go.
And I love meeting people. I love chatting with them, getting their stories, meeting their families and friends. You know, before the ceremony starts, I'll be out there chatting with your friends. Sorry. Getting to know everybody, introducing myself. And
brilliant. Yeah, so it's that relaxed, outdoorsy, chilled, having a laugh, lots of fun, and it's all about the people in front of you. Love it. Okay. And question 9 is all about, what packages do you offer, Sarah?
Well, I have the main wedding package, which is any day of the week, any number of people there, in any venue that you choose. And incidentally, I can help you choose venues, especially if you're coming into Cornwall, you're not from Cornwall. If you want some help producing a short list of the type of venue you want, I can help you with that. But I've forgotten where I was going now.
Packages wise,
so I mean it includes everything that you could possibly want in helping you to write vows, writing your vows. It includes you can have optional mini rituals if you want to, like hand fastings or sand ceremonies or unity candles, jumping brooms, and anything you particularly want. And sometimes people come to me and say, oh, what about this? And it's like, well, I can go and research that, not done one, tell me what you know about it, and I'll see what I can come up with for you. And then the other thing that I always like to do, and really push a couple to do if they hadn't really thought about it, is to have a rehearsal. And I like to do that sort of late afternoonish the day before, if possible. If not, we can organize it some other time before, and it doesn't have to be at the venue, it can be anywhere else. It can even be a Zoom practice. But the idea of that is that you get the couple and their attendants, all the people that are going to be doing anything in the ceremony all together, and just without giving away what the actual words, but just to run through, like, who's going to come in when, and where they're going to go to when they come in. Are they going to stand? Are they going to sit? Are they coming in together? Are they coming before the bride, after the bride? Are they have a flower going? But all of that's got to be worked out. And if you try and do it off the hoof on the day, it's just it can be a bit muddly. Excuse me. I'm recording. Bye. So yes, it can be a bit muddly. So if we have a rehearsal, we can go through all of that, iron out all the kinks, and make sure everyone is happy. They know what music's playing, who's going to play that music, and what's going to happen in what order. So
hadn't thought of that, but logistically that will
I mean, and that for me is really important, because having been a registrar for 2 years, you turn up half an hour before the ceremony. You've never met your couple. So you do you have to do the legal questions, and you do the quick run through. This is kind of what's going to happen, and essentially do what I tell you to do and say what I tell you to say. Well, that's kind of not, to me, wasn't the best way to get off to a flying start. But we kind of made it work, and we got it sorted. So
no, with you. No, amazing. I love that, Sarah. Thank you. And lastly, question 10 is, how do people get hold of you? Where can they find more out about you?
Okay, so my website is Sarah Price Celebrant, and I am Sarah without an H. Please don't go looking for me with an H, because you won't get me. So yeah, Sarah Price Celebrant. And I've used that same branding on Facebook and Instagram.
Brilliant. Okay.
So you'll find me on both of those places.
Great.
And I'm listed on the Bride Guide directory. So you'll find me on there, and probably a couple of other directories as well, which I won't name here, because why would I?
That's okay. Yeah, perfect.
So yes, I'm always happy to chat. I can set up a Zoom chat, we can chat, and it can be an informal chat. There's no commitment at that stage. This is just a getting to know me kind of chat, so I'm always happy to set that up. Don't be shy about asking.
Sarah, it has been a pleasure. I will put all of your contact details on the link on the film so people can find you. Good luck for this summer full of weddings, and I will speak to you soon. Lots of love.
Thanks, Jen.
Bye.
Bye.